Reminiscing in the Park, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction written and narrated by Eleanor Rose. Artwork provided by Momoiro Hime on Tumblr. You can find a link to her social media in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and check out other videos on this channel for more fanfiction. If you find the narration speed to be either too fast or too slow, you can adjust it by clicking the settings wheel on the video. Adrien stared at Marinette, who was paying far more attention to her drink than him. Was he jealous of a sweet peach concoction? Yes. Yes, he was. Was he going to do something about it? Absolutely not. Why ruin a perfect picture? He slipped his phone out of his pocket and set the camera into portrait mode. He glanced up, double-checking she hadn't noticed, and slyly snapped a shot. There. A new lock screen. She'd make a fuss and then ask for the photo to post to Instagram. She'd make a fuss and then ask for the photo to post on Instagram. Ready to go? He looked up in surprise, worried for a moment he'd been caught. Nope, not caught. She was getting up to leave, taking their trash with her. Yeah, he said, grabbing his now empty cup. Thanks for buying, Marinette said, leaning over the table to plant a peck on his cheek. You know what this cafe should make? You're about to suggest a ladybug-themed drink again, aren't you? They have a cat noir one. It'd be great. Please. That was the only thing you drank for a month, and your manager complained you'd put on pounds. Listen, it's a hot chocolate. If you make it with anything but whole milk, it's a crime. You do remember I'm a vegan, right? And we pay extra for oat milk, yes. But come on, Bugaboo. If you could design a drink in your honor, what would it be? Marinette pursed her lips and tilted her head, exaggerating her notions of thinking. Cherry something, I guess. Yuck. Oh, that's right. I forgot you don't like cherries. I don't like cherry flavoring. Whatever. Strawberry then? Go on, Adrien said. They sat down on a bench in the park, shaded from the evening sunlight. It was almost golden hour. And mint? You really are a ladybug. What's that supposed to mean? Mint is like one of the top 10 things to plant if you want to attract ladybugs. Really? Yup. Huh. Who knew? I learned that tidbit from the Ladyblog. Of course, she replied, rolling her eyes. Why am I not surprised? Well, it's nice that if I'm curious about Ladybug, I can just ask her. Adrien squeezed her hand, smiling out at the park before glancing at her. She returned his gaze, wearing a matching smile. On the note of drinks, she began, it would probably be an Italian soda when all is said and done. Really? You're so much more of a tea person. Strawberries don't do too well in tea. They're quite weak and not very cost-effective. You'd have to add strawberry flavoring in as you brew the tisane mix, and a lot of tea purists would get offended at that. I see. Silence fell between them, and Adrien reveled in it. Could they make back-and-forth banter for hours as though their masks were on? Yes. Could they flirt so openly it made other people sick? Absolutely. But there was something nice about enjoying this moment, soundtracked by the park noises and the breeze in the trees above them as the dying sunlight filtered through. What's your favorite memory of us? He asked, resting his head atop hers. As partners? A couple? Classmates? You need to narrow it down, Shaitan. He hadn't thought that far ahead. As partners, I guess, before we started dating. Marinette held the silence, mulling over his question. Well, she began, it would probably be the time you dressed in drag and did the hula. Wait, what? His eyes snapped open. Adrien couldn't remember this. It was the side effect of an akuma. Are you serious? Are there pictures? Nope. Oh, that's a shame. Well, I suppose I can do my own drag makeup sometime. No, Adrien, sorry. I meant no, I'm not serious. He made a merp face before answering. You got me good, I have to admit. Honestly, it was probably the time you turned into a cat. I don't remember this. I know. You played the kazoo as a distraction. You're pulling my leg. No, I'm serious. You also found out I was Marinette at the time. She couldn't be joking, right? Marinette wouldn't set up this joke. Are, you serious? Dead. She looked out at the park. I needed to detransform, and you were already a cat, so you convinced me to do it in front of you. And you listened to me? He couldn't believe it. You were a literal cat. We both knew the Miraculous would wipe your memory when it was all said and done. Huh. Was this before or after you lost your earring at the cheese store and had to multi-mouse your way into finding it? After. I really have no memory of this at all, Mare. I know. That's why I detransformed. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Well, I mean, clearly you did once, because we know the other's identity. Adrien wiggled his eyebrows. I'm gonna blame that on you, kitty. They chuckled, and Adrien felt it was his turn to share. Mine was probably the time... He stopped himself short. Sorry, no. What's wrong? She leaned forward to get a better look at his downward-facing face. It was supposed to be a memory as partners. This one is me as cat and you as, well, you. I'm listening. So, last year, after I found out you were Ladybug, I wanted to ask you out. Wait, what? How have I not heard this? So, I bolstered my confidence, but the bakery was already closed for the night. Oh. But your light was on, so He decided to smudge the details a bit. Knocked on your window, and it opened. I wanted to close it, of course, so you didn't get a cold, but it opened inward. So the only way to close it was to go inside and push it back. Okay, now it's my turn to say I have no memory of this, Marinette said, eyebrows knit together. Of course not. You were asleep. I was? Yeah. Anyway, I covered you in the blanket, closed the window, and snuck out after making myself a promise. A promise? Oops. He should not have said that. Yeah. Aren't you going to tell me what it is? He smiled to himself, closer to that promise now than he had ever been before. That I'd marry you someday. Marinette's grip on his hand loosened, and he heard her catch her breath. Oh, she said. It was all she said. Come on, he said, standing up. We've got a lot of ground to cover if we're going to work off that cafe food. You're the model, not me, Marinette said, grinning. He couldn't tell if it was from his declaration or his previous sentence. But we're in this together, darling, he said, opening his free arm to gesture to the world like a Shakespearean play. Stop pretending to be Monty. Oh, come on, it's a good book and you know it. I know it because you've quoted from it like a Bible. They laughed, and he leaned in for a kiss. She placed her lips on his cheek instead, causing a smile before he squeezed her hand. This was nice. She was perfect. He was right. Adrien was going to marry Marinette someday. Thank you so much for listening, and another thank you goes out one last time to Momoiro Hime on Tumblr for allowing the use of her art in this video. You can find links to her social media in the description box, and you can check out other videos on this channel for more fanfiction. I'll catch you next time!